Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources. Hashtag how I got custody. So, the thumb for this I'm going to put this video on YouTube. And on YouTube, everybody's complaining about the volume going down, but I'm loud enough on TikTok. So, I'm wondering if it's a YouTube thing. But I'm going to reply to a guy. And like with anybody else who criticizes or hates on me, I'm going to pin their comment so everybody can see what I deal with all the time and why my gender is a bunch of limp wristed sissies who are either angry, emotional, and they can't pull their head out of their rear because they're caught up in their feelings so much. Now, I understand it's traumatic to go through this stuff. It's emotionally taxing. When I first went through my custody battle, everybody I talked to, I wanted to tell them the whole story. I actually had a friend of mine who made fun of me. He said, "Hey, you want to know my impression of James Christensen? Hi, my name is James. Do you know the family court system is totally corrupted? Blah 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 blah. And yada yada yada." He was making fun of me because that's all I ever talked about. Because it's overwhelming. Like you see the family court system. It's right down the street. It's right under our nose, and there's child trafficking going on. So you freak out. But if you actually care enough about your kids, you will stop and you will shut the frick up and you'll listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about. So let's give you a typical day in the life of James. And this example is after I got 20 different people texting me, "Hey, I love your videos. I need to talk to you. Okay, do you want to set a consult? How much are your rates?" And then I don't hear from them, and they say, "Okay, well, what about a discount? Or what about this?" And they try and schmooze me, or they don't get back to me, and I'm just dealing with a bunch of aimless sheep who just don't have any sense of urgency to rescue their kids, and don't want to get on the offensive, and they just want to just get a free quickie answer. So, this guy comes in the midst of a long day like that. Okay, so this guy KC Matters comments, and I'm going to use this as a thumbnail on YouTube so you guys see proof about the lunacy that I deal with. So Casey Matter says, "James, the guy on the phone claiming to be this guy, is a stressed out mess who starts screaming at you from the get go at the top of his lungs. No wonder he's divorced. First of all, I'm not divorced. Second of all, this Casey Matters guy called me tonight, and I picked up the phone, and then I said, 'What do you have going on?' He goes, 'Well, I don't even know who I'm talking to.' I said, 'Well, I called you back because I was returning your call,' or I texted him back. I listened to your voicemail. And he said, 'Well, I don't know who this is.' I said, 'This is the father's rights guy, how I got custody.' I started, and it took him a while to, 'Oh, yeah, I know who you are now.' So you just called me and you don't know who I am when I call you back. That shows a little bit of disorientation, or you're snorting coke, or you're delusional, or you just don't know how to pay attention to anything." So I'm talking to him, and then he starts rambling on and telling me a story. I said, "Wait, wait, wait, wait. If you want a consultation, you have to schedule a consultation." He goes, "I just want to tell you something real quick." I said, "Look, dude, everybody who tells me that ends up trying to talk to me for an hour. I don't do free consultations." So he goes, "Let me just say this real quick." And this is where he talks about a protection order. And I said, "When was it put in place?" And he starts rambling about how this happened and that happened. I said, "Dude, I'm asking you a specific question. When was it put in place?" And then he starts talking about a violation. So he bumps into his kid's mom and the kids, and he sees them. And when you have a protection order, you're supposed to turn and run the other way, and you won't get charged with violation of protection order if you have a paper trail of that, or video surveillance or whatever. But that guy stayed there and talked to the kids and said, "Your mommy hates me," or mommy's trying to stop. She said something about mommy. So he just totally willfully violated the protection order. Now he's got a domestic violence protection order case. And then I kept asking him yes or no questions. And I said, "Dude, you need to answer the question." He goes, "No, let me tell you this part." I said, "Dude, I'm talking to you for free right now because I'm trying to find out if he's sincere or serious." And um, so then he has to tell me this and he has to tell me that. I said, "Dude, I've been doing this 23 years." And he's sitting there telling me the system's corrupt, it's unconstitutional, the 14th Amendment. I said, "Dude, I already know that. Why do you think I've been doing this 23 years? Why do you think that you're a person who's brand new to this past couple of years, you're going to educate me on this? You need to answer my questions." And then He would say something, and I jump in. I say, well, what about this? And then I'm asking him direct yes or no questions, and he won't answer me. I said, dude, and then I have to talk over him. I said, stop arguing with me. You can end this. We can end this conversation now. You need to stop yelling over me and arguing with me and thinking you're telling me you know what I'm talking about. And we're still talking for free. Okay? And then he said, well, I said, are you trying to do this? Did you do this? And he tells me that he has a court hearing tomorrow for something. And then he changes the story about what his court hearing is. And then he starts talking about the judge and the prosecutor. I said, dude, I'm not going to do this. I said, you have to make a decision. Do you want some help? Because you just came across the best person who's going to know some answers for you. And then somehow it came out. I said, he hadn't gone to family court. He's only dealing with the domestic violence protection order like an idiot. He won't go to family court, and he never even tried because he's standing on his constitutional rights. And he could go to court and get a protection order, try and modify the domestic violence protection order, or could go to court and get a parenting plan, try to modify the domestic violence protection order, but he never tried. I said, so the mother just wants to destroy your life. He goes, well, she wants 50-50. I said, dude, if she wants 50-50, what's stopping you from getting it written down? He goes, and then he starts going off on a tangent again. I said, dude, stop. If she wants 50-50, get that locked in. And he goes, well, the courts won't do this and the courts won't do that. And these other people won't do this and she won't do that. I said, dude, when did she say that she wanted 50-50? Does she want 50-50 now? And he says, I don't know. I said, so then she doesn't want 50-50. So you need to get on the offensive and go to court and go to war. And he goes, I said, when did she offer 50-50? He goes, oh, a long time ago she said 50. I said, why didn't you get that locked in? Oh, I went to the courthouse and they wouldn't give me this and wouldn't give me that. I said, dude, if you have a dispute with somebody and they're willing to negotiate it and work it out, you get it locked in right now. That's what I always tell guys. I've talked about it in other videos. I got stupid, dumbass idiots who are following a 50-50 schedule while there's an open court case and they don't even sign a final order. You had your chance to fix it, and you're saying you went to the courthouse and you didn't get the proper answer, so you just gave up on it. So then he starts yelling at me and arguing over me and stuff. I said, and then I raised my voice over him. I said, I'm not doing this tonight. It's 9 o'clock at night. You told me you only had a quickie question. We're 20 minutes into the conversation. And you still aren't getting anywhere, and you're not listening to a damn thing I say. Do you want to fight for your kids or not and go for full custody? And he goes, I'll have to think about that. And I said, I don't got time to deal with a pussy who doesn't know that he doesn't, whether he wants to fight for his kids or not. It should be, yes, I want to fight for my kids, whether you want full custody or not. He had to think about whether he wanted to fight for his kids. And next thing you know, he gets on YouTube and he says he doesn't like the fact that I talked over him after he argued with me, talked over me, was acting emotional, and he couldn't shut the hell up, and he couldn't answer a yes or no question. And I told him, I'll talk to you for free for a few minutes real quick, because he was driving and on the road in his truck, and he just couldn't stick to his story. So either he's a cocaine addict or he's a hothead, and that's why he violated the protection order. Like, see, sometimes I am dealing with crackheads. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But this is the type of stuff I can't deal with. This is why I tell people, get a consult. I'm not going to argue with somebody for 20 minutes all day long. If everybody who contacted, that's what, 20 minutes times 10 minutes. What's that? That's 200 minutes. That's what, 3.5 hours. So I'm supposed to spend 3.5 hours arguing with people and listen to their stupidity? If you come to me and you like, and I told the guy, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. Go look at my winning court orders. I fought off 7 anti-harassment orders, 4 domestic violence protection orders, and this guy's trying to educate me and say, oh, it's unconstitutional. The protection orders, they violate your rights and this and that. I said, dude, I already know that. I don't need you to educate me at 9 o'clock at night when I want to settle down after a long 12, 13-hour day. And he still didn't get that. No self-awareness, punk-ass bitch, doesn't want to shut the hell up. See, if I'm looking for answers and I come across somebody for answers, this is why I can talk to you guys the way I do. Because when I met my mentor and I knew nothing, I would meet him, I'd ask him a question, and I'd shut the frick up and shut my mouth. Some of you punk-ass bitches are out here just rattling on off the cuff. You just want to, your ego's all tied up in it. You want to win an argument. You want somebody to say, yeah, you're right, the system's corrupt. As if that's going to help you win. You got to learn how to go to court and fight the right way and treat this like the war that it is. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to learn from somebody who's done it. And when you come across somebody who's done it, shut your pie hole and actually listen or follow along or have a working conversation. But my gender can't do that, just like this Casey Matters dude.